Welcome to our special presentation, 15 Plus Crystal Apple Edition, honoring outstanding educators in our community.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Lee Mills. For 3 decades now, WMTV has remained committed to honoring educators across our viewing area who are making a real difference. This year, we had more than 300 submissions for our Crystal Apple Awards. We selected 5 Apple recipients and 10 honorable mentions. Today, through 15 Plus Crystal Apple Awards edition, we are pleased to show you 3 exclusive stories that haven't even aired yet. And for the first time in many years, all 5 of our Crystal Apple Award winners are here in the studio with us. You guys can wave to your friends who are joining us in our live stream. We are so excited. Thank you for coming. We are excited to celebrate with everyone who is joining us online. Our first Apple winner received 9 nominations. Now, she started out on one career path, but that evolved, and now she's showing her students that life is full of possibilities.
I'm going to take you around and show you the different activities.
For 35 years.
Who remembers, what do we call this little coding robot?
Mrs. Peggy Maurer has been a pillar of the Poynette School District.
Very good, the Ozobot.
Whether it's constructing with ClickSew.
That's okay, sometimes we don't know what we're going to build. What do we make?
Or creating a Spiro Indie track.
Awesome. Very good. Oh, so close, so close.
Peggy is teaching her students perseverance.
Yes, way to go. I love STEAM. I learn from the students. I spend a lot of time on my own learning how to work with the devices too, but we talk about persevering, and that is something that we need to do throughout our whole life.
It's something Peggy had to learn herself when she was tasked with creating the district's STEAM curriculum during COVID.
It was challenging, but I told myself I can do this, and I feel so good about how far we have come in STEAM because that's our future.
Not only does Peggy teach STEAM to elementary students.
Oh, the ones that fit your hand? Yes, come on over here.
She also runs the entire district's library programming, a role she's held since 1990.
When you find that book, it's like a whole new world opens up for you. It's like everything around you just becomes quiet. And you are in that book. You are in that moment. You are that character. You are that event that's happening. That brings joy to my life.
Her level of dedication is just so refreshing. Like, just every day she comes with it, you know? It's just, she takes stuff home every night because she wants to be so fresh and ready for every class. And to 35 years, that's really hard to do, right? So she just always brought that level of energy that I aspired to.
And you betcha. Say that louder, Joy.
We're gonna have fun.
You bet.
What's out there, there's like marble stuff and that stuff. That's kind of cool because you're working with technology, and technology's fun.
Good job. I like how you're working together. That's what it's all about.
So this is my robot.
This 3D robot, just another example of Peggy nurturing her students' natural instinct to explore and create.
My favorite thing about it was that I could make it look whatever I'd like. She didn't restrict us to do anything. We had fun. I had very much imagination. Could do whatever I'd like.
While her job title has changed over the years, her passion has endured. But after 37 years, Peggy made a tough decision this spring to end this chapter and start a new one.
When I hand my keys off, that's going to be the hardest. Because I've done this for so long. And I'm going to miss it a lot. But I have a lot of great memories to take with me.
It's a special way to go out with this award, isn't it?
It is. It's very rewarding.
I can tell.
And I feel very honored, yes.
Yeah, what's your reaction as you saw all of that come together after the time we spent at your school?
We've had a lot of fun together. My students are my family, and I said it's not just my story, it's our story together. I hope I have touched the lives of every child there. They have touched my lives, and yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
I have to ask, because when I was there, I have 2 kids in elementary school who haven't had exposure to some of those pieces of STEAM, the different kits that you use. So I'm wondering, there may be people out there watching going, oh wow, I teach STEAM and I haven't used that. Or a parent saying, I really need a gift idea that's not an app or a game, but maybe something that's educational. So do you have a couple favorites that you would want to point out to teachers or families?
Absolutely. Number one, I would say the Spiro Indies, the race cars.
Yes.
And the students of all ages really, really enjoy that. Plus, it's also teaching them coding steps, and they're learning as they're putting the color tiles down, and they set up the code, and the goal is to make sure that the Spiro Indy follows that code. I always tell them, do not pick it up, because if it doesn't follow their code, then they need to stop and say, okay, I need to adjust, and here's what I need to do to make it follow my code.
Okay,
the Spiro Indy definitely would be. And all-time favorite is the B-Bots. We did not use those that day, but the B-Bots, all the students really, really enjoy them. And so you code the B-Bot, and it looks just like a bumblebee, and there's buttons on top that you code, and it follows. And I even have my students make maps, so we have like the Candyland, or we have like food places, or we have the park here, or they go to the school or the grocery store. And so they code the B-Bots also. And new with the B-Bots this year is they actually, if you put a marker in them, they code, and they can actually design and create, yes, a masterpiece.
Oh, that is so cool.
That is amazing.
All right, well, there you go. You have, and I have to say, you are inspiring, because there are a lot of adults who are reluctant with technology. So to see that you were tasked with this, then you made the best of it and really have just expanded what your students are exposed to. I think it's awesome, and every adult can take something away from that we don't have to be afraid. We can embrace.
Absolutely. That's what I always tell my students. If I don't know how to work something, I give it to them, and they are teachers, and they can teach me. I love it.
Oh, Peggy, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been an honor.
And stick around, because we have more for you later. We are also, as part of our 30th year of honoring teachers, again recognizing 10 honorable mention teachers. Our first honorable mention goes to Diane Peterson at Stoner Prairie Elementary School. She's one of the educational assistants, and we chose Diane for her dedication. She's served that school more than 35 years, and she gives great encouragement and guidance to students in the classroom, even dancing with her students. Great to find things to celebrate. Our second honorable mention goes to Wendy Patterson. She works at DHS Sand Ridge Secure Treatment Center in Boston. This one's really interesting. We chose her for developing 8 programs as a part-time teacher there with the patients at that secure facility. She's handed out more than 300 certificates in her time there, teaching skills to those patients to help them eventually re-enter society. Coming up next, we are headed to Janesville to share the story of a woman who has high expectations for her students, and she's leading by example. Welcome back. Think about how much you rely on your vision for everything. What if you couldn't see? Our next Crystal Apple Award recipient is leading by example, teaching her students they can dream big and achieve. And she'll be there supporting them every step of the way.
Rose, do you have Montpelier?
Oh, that's a good one.
This may look like just a game.
That's Vermont, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's Vermont.
That's how you remember it, Montpelier in Vermont.
But for these students at the Wisconsin School for the Blind and Visually Impaired,
You have Tallahassee, Elias?
it's so much more.
Well, you're a Tallahassel.
I think when they're here and they kind of fit into the group of other people, they realize, well, they're not alone. The beginning of this little booklet has states and capitals.
Mrs. Karen Heeson teaches Braille to all grades in the K through 12 school.
It was always my dream to teach here, and so I was glad when my kids got in school and I finally went and finished my degree and then started teaching here. It was a dream come true, really.
Karen was born blind and started as a student herself, leaving her family in northern Wisconsin and traveling all the way to Janesville as a first grader.
My dad was the one who pushed for me to come down here. I think it was really hard for my mom, and I get that, you know. But it was the best thing they ever did. They loved enough to let go. I had such good teachers as a young blind child, and I just wanted to do that same kind of thing for other blind and visually impaired kids.
Kids like Chelsea Dallin,
Miss Heeson was definitely one of those teachers.
who attended the school for 14 years.
It was really special and a really great opportunity for those of us as students, having blind teachers as our role models and teaching us not only academic skills and blindness skills, but also just how they get through their daily lives and how they do things as confident, independent blind people.
And just like Mrs. Heeson, Miss Dallin now teaches here too.
And just seeing Miss Heeson as a blind teacher helped me know and believe that I can do that too. Now I'm one of the college and career readiness teachers.
It's really neat to have someone here that was a student and now is out there doing it. That is a big reward in itself.
Oh, cool.
Isn't it cool?
Amanda Schmeling graduated from the school in 2006
Oh, it's heavy.
It is heavy.
and nominated Mrs. Heeson for the difference she made in her life.
She's an inspiration to me, and I'm just inspired by everything that she's accomplished in her life, and it's just awesome. She's awesome.
Having the experience that she does with being visually impaired herself, having children who are visually impaired, having friends who are visually impaired, it means a lot to the students, and it really gives them a role model to look up to.
That's Rhode Island.
Mrs. Heeson's hope,
Thank you, my dear.
is that they see their potential
Remember, if you don't know, use those Braille skills and go down the page.
and carry on the school's mission, a mission that hasn't changed in 175 years.
Becoming independent, self-sufficient, productive citizens, and getting out there and taking their role in society and showing people that blind and visually impaired people can do things too,
Karen is with me now. Your first time seeing the story.
Yes.
What's going through your head?
Well, whenever I heard about the Crystal Apple Award in the past, I thought that's really cool, but it probably won't happen for anyone at our school because nobody knows we're here. And the fact is, when I realized that I was going to get this award, my feeling was, my goodness, we have so many dedicated people here who give day in and day out and are amazing teachers and are doing a great job. And I just feel like a bite of this apple belongs to every one of them too.
Yeah.
It's
I want to ask you, you mentioned the school, and one thing I didn't have time to include was a comment you made when we did our first interview about your wish for students all over the state that they could experience what you have there, because now districts do try to provide services, right, in their communities. So what would you say to families out there who maybe you know, haven't made that decision yet, but could?
I think it's important for every blind child, I think that, or visually impaired child, to have chances to be with students, peers who are like them. And I know that it's a difficult decision to let them go, but I think each one would benefit from some time spent at our school or in a summer program or at a short course, just so that they can work on the skills that are going to make them be the most productive and independent people that they could possibly be.
It was lovely to be there too and just see the camaraderie and the fun that you had together, and the students interacting with each other. You've been doing this a long time, but I know you don't have plans to retire, because there aren't a lot of teachers like you, right? Who have this experience and also teach. Is there a difference between a teacher who is teaching Braille but can see versus someone who can't and has grown up using that?
I think that sometimes the kids realize that you really understand what they're going through a little better, and it maybe helps them in that way. There are a lot of great sighted Braille teachers out there, and yeah, I just think that it's a field that I wish more people would go into, because you know, there are kids that really need the services, and they would benefit by special ed people going into becoming a teacher of the visually impaired.
And need to learn Braille, because technology only goes so far, right?
Absolutely. Some people think Braille is obsolete.
But you're here to say it is not.
I certainly hope it won't be on my watch.
Yeah, that's right. No, and it sounds like your watch will be a while longer. So, Karen, thank you, and thank you for what you bring to all of those students' lives.
Thank you.
Our next two honorable mentions go to Carson Branch, a special education teacher at Sun Prairie West High School. We picked Mr. Branch for his dedication to volunteering with the adapted sports program. And as you can see in that photo, he is known for always having a smile on his face, even during difficult moments or conversations. And we also honor Gretchen Ketzler, a social studies teacher at Wanakee Intermediate School. We chose her for her engaging lesson planning, and she actually won Daughters of the American Revolution writing contest and used the money to plan a virtual field trip for her students. Still ahead, we'll meet this local gym teacher. He's leading by example, inspiring his young students to find their passion and embrace it. Welcome back. Our next recipient is the only teacher who was at his school when it started. He is celebrated for the way he inspires his students and, as you'll see, makes learning fun.
All right, everybody ready?
They're squeals of joy. Joy Mr. John Wheeler provides for his students every day in gym class at Nuestro Mundo in Madison.
I see things that excite the kids, and I want to provide that excitement for kids.
But it's what he does after school that really stands out.
If you are warming up on trapeze or ladder, you can go ahead and do that now.
It's a circus, literally. Twice a week, Mr. Wheeler runs an after-school circus program.
And if you can't get up on a trapeze, okay. If you can't get on a ladder, if you can't tumble, there's juggling. We've got kids doing Chinese yo-yo or Diablo. We've got devil sticks. We've got scarves that kids can juggle, which is that's what I start kids off with, and that's the easiest thing. So there's something for everybody.
He also runs a unicycle club, which might explain how some students can ride while hula hooping. And he organizes a triathlon team.
There you go.
A 5th grade track meet that incorporates students from 9 schools, and the Fall Fun Run, which has become the school's biggest fundraiser of the year.
He does so many great things that encourage students to be active after school, not only here, but outside of school. You'll see students taking their unicycle to school or juggling on the way to school or at recess. So he really promotes wellness in all areas of the school and the community.
He makes fitness fun. And so I see that as building lifelong habits that these kids are going to take with them in terms of health and fitness.
So these things are things that not only are providing excitement and motivation for kids, they're providing healthy choices. So that's really it.
And that's not all.
I retired from the Air Force in 2023 after 35 and a half years.
You were doing both.
So I was doing both for a long time, yep.
That's a lot.
Lots of balls in the air, no pun intended.
Working hard, being determined, not giving up, trying your best. So he's a great influence and role model for all of our students.
He does it all to build a sense of community and a strong foundation for his students.
I hope that maybe something that I've taught them, they'll grab onto that and take it with them and use it. And they'll be doing that for the rest of their life.
It just makes me so happy to watch those kids enjoy that. What are
too.
what do you think when you watch?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the smiles on their face and working together, the teamwork that they have, the pride in all the work that they put in, because you know, every day during their lunch recess, I have kids that come in and they practice. Like, instead of going outside and playing on a day like today, they're in the gym juggling and unicycling and tumbling and working on the ladder or the trapeze. So they're working really hard. And to see the passion that they've taken from the things I've introduced is just so inspiring to me.
It's so cool because I know you had mentioned you were a multi-sport athlete. And I see this as a way to reach kids who maybe aren't doing the traditional sport that you would think of, and giving them an opportunity to also enjoy being active.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, my circus unit is kind of my favorite thing, because there is something in the circus for every kid. And doesn't matter if they grew up as an athlete, if they, you know, don't run or do a lot outside of school. Every kid can find something that they enjoy doing in the circus.
For families who are watching who think, I have to get my kids involved in something. I know you are aware of things in the community, not even directly with your school, but just things that any student could sign up for. Would you suggest anything in particular in terms of, you know, one of these like Try for Schools I think anybody can do, or something that you would recommend?
Yeah, I think Try for Schools is a great program. It provides kids opportunities that maybe don't have a bike, because they provide a bike, or if they don't have running shoes, they'll provide running shoes. If they don't have a helmet, they'll give them a helmet. And so it provides opportunities to do things for kids that maybe might not have the means to do that. And I love the Try for Schools because it teaches kids so many things. It teaches them teamwork. It teaches them determination. It teaches them persistence and some of those harder lessons in life that they'll carry forward, and that's going to make them great citizens and positive humans, right?
Yeah.
So if they have those attributes, I think it's a great program, and it's one that I've really loved being a part of for the last 5 years.
You're retiring at the end of next year. I didn't include that in that story, although I will mention it at the end of the story when it airs in our 6 o'clock newscast. But I want to ask you, since you're sitting here, how you feel ending the school year knowing you have one left.
Yeah, it's it hasn't really hit me yet. It might hit me, it'll definitely hit me by this time next year, for sure. But it's going to be hard. And I think we already heard it's that from another teacher, it's going to be hard. And leaving something you're passionate about and the community that is there for all of us. We've got great families. I've got great support by an amazing staff. Yeah, it's going to be hard to leave, but you know, there's a little piece of all of those people involved in this apple. Like it is a community.
Yeah, that you'll have forever, and you will be leaving clearly a legacy that I know they'll hope to continue long after you are gone. So John, thank you for what you're doing there at Nuestro Mundo. Want to congratulate our next two honorable mention teachers. Deborah Freitaff is a middle school social studies teacher at Monticello Middle School. Deb received the honorable mention for her dedication in showing students that there's a world outside of that community. She has played and organized many trips for students, including one to Washington, D.C. and Gettysburg, and also a trip to experience several of the national parks out west. And Mary Adams, she is a volunteer and was a full-time teacher at Roosevelt Elementary in Janesville. We chose Mary for her dedication to the district, serving for 60 years. She's currently a volunteer, sometimes fills in for teachers. You teachers out there know what that means as you retire. John, be prepared that you might be sometimes filling in as well. But she comes fully prepared with her own lessons. She is ready to work when she's there. Up next, we showcase a high school English teacher who is also a lifelong student herself. Welcome back. Our next Crystal Apple recipient is a high school English teacher, but she's teaching much more than just literature. She's also exposing her students to history and sociology in her quest to add context and depth to every class.
All right, kids. This is kind of an opinion question, so I'm happy to go whatever way you guys want to go with that.
It's a classroom discussion.
Who do you think is worse? Because this is a choice that Marlo makes, right?
That creates a safe space.
The manager was kind of still sane through all of it, and I think that almost makes the manager worse.
For different points of view.
Go ahead.
Kurtz's goal was more personal because he wants to be like this powerful, godlike figure.
Yeah. And so you hold him more responsible.
In 28-year veteran teacher Kathy Haig's AP Literature class.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I love that moment where they go, oh, I get that. I also really love the moment when I think I know what something means when we're reading something in a book. I know what it symbolizes. I've understand it. I studied it in college. And then someone says, well, does it maybe mean this? And I think, oh, well, isn't that an interesting idea?
For the teacher to become the student is full circle for Mrs. Haig, who was in these same classrooms as a student 30 years ago. And while she's spent most of her life here, she's also traveled the world, studying the classics in Greece as a Fulbright scholar and the works of Dante in Italy with the National Endowment for the Humanities grant, all to provide her students with a different perspective.
Where that literature comes from, the culture that sort of birthed it, and also the influence that piece of literature may have had on the culture, that kind of context is very enriching for students.
seeing Miss Hagg's experiences and having her tell us about all of it, then I saw how much it actually mattered to my understanding of the book. I think that has really changed how I look at background information before I do anything.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, go ahead.
What she does is a phenomenal way of taking these American classics or these other literary works and bringing them to your life as a student, and that's what I felt.
Dylan Helmenstein is Mrs. Haig's student turned boss, inspired to return just like she did to try and make a positive impact on students.
She's so much of somebody who just gives back to the community. The way I could do that is to go run on the school board. It is on the plan. And try to keep this district moving in a way that is worthy of the work they do every day here.
I like the way that you divide that in the different ways.
Classroom lessons.
And I think one of the biggest things in this class that can be applied to your life and the world in general is being open to other people's opinions and being able to form your own perspective and form your own thoughts about something while also being able to hear what other people have to say.
That become life lessons long after these students leave.
I would like them to remember that different perspectives are okay. To be able to listen to each other and to be able to disagree without hatred and without demonizing people who have different points of view. I feel like if you can do that, that we're going to be okay.
And I know your story ran on Monday, so you had a little time yesterday. What's the buzz been at school on your story?
I've had a lot of people come up and congratulate me, but I think that part of the impact of the story, the real impact of the story, was that you guys did such a nice job of kind of conveying my philosophy of teaching, and also the things that my students had to say were just wonderful. I mean, they did such a nice job.
Yeah, and what they're saying is actually what you're hoping to teach them. So wasn't that amazing to hear how that all came together? I want to ask you about your travels, because there may be a teacher out there who sees that and thinks, what an amazing opportunity. Are those available to anyone, and how do people access those, or how did you?
Well, I was encouraged by another teacher to apply for the National Endowment for the Humanities seminar. And if those are still funded, then they're
so
still
federal
available.
Funding question is the piece there.
Big question. Yeah.
Okay,
and the same thing for Fulbrights. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll be funded, but if they are, it's a fantastic opportunity for teachers because you experience so many things outside of the little narrow world of your classroom, and then you can bring that into the classroom, and then you can expose students to that as well, and encourage them, at least I try to encourage them then to reach in their own lives for new perspectives and new countries, and just to get outside of the small world in which they're kind of growing up, you know.
Amazing. I have to ask you this, because there may be an adult, and I had this reaction when I was in your room looking at all of the books that you had lining the walls and thinking, I wish I had just loved my classes as much as I would now as an adult, right? When I was a student. Is there a piece of literature you would say, if you're thinking, oh, do you wish you could reread that? Or maybe you missed it because it wasn't offered in your class. Would you suggest, are there a couple titles that you would recommend? And maybe there's a book club out there who's going to take some notes on this.
This is a hard question for me. It's kind of like asking me what my favorite flavor of ice cream is. It's always the one that's in the bowl in front of me, you know? I think that people should read things that they are going to be interested in. I'm a lover of the classics. I love the old stuff, but I also know that that doesn't appeal to everyone. So I think that finding a book that you love, whether it's a graphic novel or a comic book, or maybe you're going to listen to it, or maybe you're going to just listen to a podcast, I think it hardly matters. I'm a big Shakespeare fan, and I think people should go see Shakespeare. Reading it is great, but I think they should see it as well. So kind of broadening your definition of literature to something that you can just get involved in and really like. I think that's the most important thing.
And it's cool to see the themes that run through some of those older pieces of literature that are actually still applicable today, right?
Absolutely.
The things that they experienced living their lives that we sometimes do here too.
Absolutely.
Kathy, thank you. Appreciate it, and all the amazing work that you're doing. Our next two honorable mentions go to Catherine Zastro. She is a social studies teacher at Monroe High School, and we chose her for making sure they have the opportunity to work directly with local organizations. She does a great job of tying the school and community together. She also conducts a mental health summit for the Monroe community. And we also honor Shane Spurley. He's a PE and health teacher at River Ridge Middle and High School, and his nomination stood out because of his dedication to the school and the lessons that he teaches that extend beyond the gym and classroom. He teaches his students about good sportsmanship and teamwork, essential life skills, all things to help students as they move on to college and beyond. Up next, our final Crystal Apple winner. We'll show you how she's teaching academics and life skills to her students. Finally, we head to Lodi, where our fifth recipient works with students with special needs. She's teaching them not only academics, but also life skills, hoping to bring them joy along the way.
Brown sugar is Ella and Vivian.
For the last 11 years,
The vanilla powder and the white sugar, Claire and Kylie.
Mrs. Renee Moldenhauer has taught special education at Lodi High School.
Aprons, wash hands, and then you'll find your spot on the counter. Let's get to work.
Renee's teaching career started back in 1983 when she taught life skills to adults with intellectual and physical challenges. She left to raise her family but missed the classroom and returned to teaching in 2001, moving to Lodi in 2014.
Here we go. Watching their growth, their personalities is big, and knowing that everybody has an opportunity, and we have a lot of abilities that sometimes are hidden, and just watching these abilities and watching the kids flourish. There you go. Thank you.
She teaches academics, but also life skills.
Do you remember where I said I have flour on the end? You are baking soda.
Through the Patchwork Enterprise business class.
Today we're running our sweet treats line. It's a cookie recipe. They have to know precise measurement. They have to be able to identify measuring spoons, measuring cups. The big thing is teamwork. These are really vocational skills to help them get some of the skills that they need that they can do.
Her class makes everything from bread mix to hamburger helper to sweet treats and holds 3 sales during the school year.
Just watching them grow, building confidence. Those are really big things. They're proud of what they do in the classroom and outside of the classroom, and it's making community connections.
I'm actually here to help the community celebrate you because the community loves you so much that they've nominated you for this Crystal Apple Award. So congratulations! And surprise!
I have a minor in home economics, and I've always wanted to be in a kitchen. So having the opportunity to grow and develop a program that had already been started has just been amazing. I have amazing students. I have amazing parents, amazing supportive administrative staff. So, oh my gosh, this is really cool. Thank you so very much. Thank you, guys. This is for us. This is a team award.
Renee is just an amazing person, amazing educator. She's just fantastic, and I just get tears in my eyes when I think about her, just how many lives she's touched.
It makes me proud as a mom of a special needs child that eventually I feel like he's going to have a great job where he can help people, like working on a line like Patrick Enterprise. Hey.
Renee uses the money from the sales to take the students out to lunch or on field trips. She also runs a summer school program for her students, a program that was almost cut until Renee stepped in.
I just thought it was amazing that she decided that she was still going to do it, and he loved summer school. He loves it every year. Do you love Mrs. Moldenhauer? Yeah, she's over there, isn't she? Yeah.
A love that is mutual.
It's a family. We have Thanksgiving dinners together. They all cook Thanksgiving dinners. And we like to go for breakfast together. We go Christmas shopping, things like that. And so they are a true gift and true joy.
A permanent smile.
Yeah,
watching you with your students. This is your first time seeing it. What's your reaction?
I'm blessed. I am truly blessed. Lodi has been an amazing home for the past year, and most of the students that are in high school now, I met first in second grade, third grade, when they would come over to the pool and swim at the same time with my high school students. So just watching them grow through the years, and especially in high school. They have a lot of talents, they have a lot of gifts, they have the confidence, they love what they're doing. And I do too.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the business because you have a sale tonight, right?
3:15 today,
okay.
Yeah.
And anyone can come?
Anybody can come.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll have one in the summer as well.
Usually one in the summer. We don't run as many lines. We typically sell between 35 and 40 different products, but in the summer, because we're limited with the number of students that we have in the program and the number of weeks, it's just picking out our favorites and selling our favorites.
Well, I asked Renee to pick out some of their favorites, and I purchased some when I was there, and we've made one of them already, and it was a huge hit in my house. Way better than the box version, I won't say the brand, that you could get. It was delicious.
Yeah, we have some really awesome recipes. What we do is we'll find recipes that we like. We like to taste test, so we'll make things, but then we have to make them our own. We can't copy anything. So there are some secrets. And the other thing with our business is we want the consumer to only have to purchase one or two items. So if it's a sweet treat, they're putting in the eggs, possibly butter, but it's putting something together that they'll enjoy.
What would you say to the community when, we interact with people who are different than us? What would you say to them about embracing and celebrating our differences?
I think Lodi is a great community for that. We have a unified Phi-Ed class, which has regular education students mixed in and mentoring special education students who look up to some of the top athletes in the school. That's an eye-opening experience for the students. And for me, it's just knowing that they have so many talents. They have confidence. They love people. Today is almost like, with our sale, it's almost like a reunion because a lot of their former teachers will come in and they'll get to chit-chat and talk, and we're able to go out in the community and do volunteer work and explore the community. And my goal for them is to be successful. And I'm just the building block, because most of them will continue to go to school until they're 21, and then enter a program with Project Search, an internship that will give them the tools and skills to be successful adults.
It's amazing. Well, thank you for what you're doing as that important stepping stone. And the sale is at Lodi High School. So if you're free this afternoon, you could pop over and support the students. Renee, thanks. Our final two honorable mentions go to Andrea Gomez. She is a special education teacher at Marshall Middle School, and we selected her for the way she teaches students important social skills that they will take with them when they leave high school. You and Andrea, Renee, would probably have a lot in common to talk about. And finally, Ryan Casey from Stoughton High School. Ryan is the high school chorus teacher, and we chose him for his dedication to that music program, especially keeping the tradition of the madrigal dinners alive. Congratulations to all 10 of our honorable mention winners. And stay with us. When we come back, we have a special surprise for our 5 Crystal Apple winners. Welcome back. As a special surprise for our 30th year of Crystal Apple Awards, we wanted to share a special toast with all of our 5 winners. So my toast to you is thank you for everything you are doing in your community, for enriching the lives of students, for making our communities better, for life for everyone better. I just want to say thank you and cheers. Cheers. And I also want to say cheers to all of the teachers out there. Your work matters. I wish we could highlight every single person who is deserving, but as we all know, there are so many that it would take all of the airtime we have. But your work matters, and I just want to say cheers to you. Thank you for creating a bright future for students all across our viewing area. Cheers to all teachers. Cheers. And a reminder that you can access this wherever you stream, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV. We'll be putting it up for you very shortly. Also, WMTV15news.com. Congrats. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Cheers. Yay, all the way down the line.
Thank you, WTMJ.
Oh, thank you.
Add WMTV 15 News to your Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or Google TV today and never miss a moment of 15 News Plus.